Impossible. Hello there, right. If you're following these chronologically from the catalogue numbers, then you'll know this is leading on from me reading A Nightingale Smiled, bunch of songs and prose works I wrote in Yeovil District Hospital between, I can't remember, I think it was the first one on the 14th, 18th, yeah, so it looks like I started writing on the 14th. At a certain point they took my pen and paper away. Yeovil Bridge. You're in cooler, you get in a cooler. Annoying us with your illnesses. Better things to do than treat sick people. That's mainly the doctors. I'll tell you a little observation. I'm always going off message here, but I've noticed this in Yeovil Hospital. And once again, folks, keep watching this channel because I've got some videos from Yeovil Hospital and I've got some paperwork to read you. Oh yeah, so there's some paperwork they've given me and what they've written in the paperwork on the discharge paperwork. But when you hear the videos, you have to hear them because it was just recorded but face down, and so, you know, so all you can hear is the audio from the video. You'll be surprised what was actually said. Where was I going with this? I can't remember now. Okay, so we're just going to start. Not all the songs are here, some of them are still in my phone. I was texting them to myself. Oh, well, I can read them without the glasses. I put them on. So I'm just reading these now to copyright them. I need to look at the time. So Empowerment Blues is the second one. I'll go through maybe the details of the songs when I 16th of July, 14th of July, where's the title to it? Chasing the Past. Okay, so this is the first one I wrote in there. This is called Chasing the Past. Oh, where I was going with this, because of course I've already done the intro on the other tape. I don't know if I will get to put these to music. Probably not, because I've so ill now. This disease has eaten me away so bad. So I'm doing this to copyright them. If I'm well enough, I will take these new songs. I've got a couple sitting in my head that I haven't been able to put down, and I will then raid the old songbooks, the songbooks of 40 years of songwriting, rather like what I did in this one here, Tombstones, new songs and old songs, just to try and get another little book out. And if so, then, you know, it'll be another one for you to buy. And if I don't get to do that, well, then you get to at least hear the words for free anytime you want to. And but if you do that, you know, if you look down the bottom, my existing books are all available for sale still on Amazon. This one is called Chasing the Past. I was trying to catch yesterday, but it keeps eluding my grasp. From beyond the tombstones of my memory, I can hear the devil laugh. Every life is a slow race. When you reach the finishing line, you miss the moments that you'll never see, more than ones that you'll leave behind. I was speaking in a raging storm that blew all my words away, while shadows spoke to me in semaphore, always with new lies to say. As the seconds pierce your side, the clock mocks your every move. They've turned off the lights that used to flash. You've still got some more to prove. Every door is closed on Samaritan Street, boarded up and marked to let. The good days it's best not to recall. The great ones it's better to forget. Outside the sycamore is bowing, and the roses know why they're growing high. when there's an invisible choir singing you a lullaby. You know you've bid your next day goodbye. The pantomime players invite you in. We've always room for one more inside. You might have written sonnets on a nightingale's wing, but our master is not one to be denied. The curfew judge is waiting. Welcome to the hour appointed. The dawn today was somewhere else, you see, and the final scripture's been sealed and anointed. Can't remember if I introduced that one. It's called that one was called Chasing the Past. What ward was I in that? I wrote that in Ward 9A in Yeovil District Hospital on the 14th of July at 21:33 p.m. I was so ill. I'm just remembering it now. I'd forgotten it all. Sitting there in the dark, and there's a heat wave going on. I'd just come out of the COVID, because when I was in A&E the week before, not only did they give me 2 head injuries because I blacked out in A&E on the floor. So I went in with 1 head injury from a blackout at home and came home with 3 head injuries, and they didn't investigate any of them. But they gave me COVID that night as well. I didn't know that until the following week's blackout, when my solicitor found me unconscious here and called an ambulance for me. And even then I was on the gurney, I think they call it, the stretcher, in A&E. And they'd taken me out of the room in A&E, and I was just in a corridor there. And it was 1:12 in the morning. And I remember this doctor, she was a doctor, not a nurse, harassing me like there was no tomorrow, saying that I could look after myself at home. You can look after yourself at home, can't you, Paul? You can look after yourself. If you just tell me you can look after yourself, you can go home now, Paul. It's 1:15, and this was going on for, you don't want to overegg the pudding and saying this was going on for half an hour or something. Maybe for 5 minutes is my recollection of it. And then there's nurse. It's always the nurses who are good. And the nurse means nothing to you. You can't picture, that's the way I'm picturing it. But their canteen was there, so I'm in the corridor shoved against the wall there. And the nurse came out of there, and she'd been mopping my brow and bringing me liquid in a cup with like a baby cup, and squeezing at the bottom because I could, I was in that, and she was to get fluid in me, and so she came out to go somewhere else, and she heard this doctor badgering me about, basically, and I saw this happen so many times. So many people were pressurised into discharging themselves. As soon as you say, I want to go home, well, of course everyone wants to go home. Who doesn't? Who wants to be in a hospital? That's it. That's a verbal contract. Out. On you go. All they're saying is, when can I go home? I want to go home because, I don't want to be here. But I don't want to go home and die. But they're like, no, you said you want to go home. On you go. And she walked past this doctor and she said, you do know he's got a temperature of 39.8. And I didn't know. That was the first time I'd heard about it, And I thought, that might explain the fact that I'm coughing so bad that my lungs felt like someone was going over my lungs with a Brillo pad, like, every time I coughed, So, that's a fire, and I black out again, as long as So I had COVID, 2 head injuries. They knew that I was brought in unconscious. I've been found blacked out on the floor in my house, and they harassed me. Anyway, then I got to see another doctor. Oh, and they hadn't checked my PCR test, so they'd done the swab apparently. Has anyone checked this PCR test? And they go footsteps rather. They weren't walking on their fingers. Yes, it's positive he's got COVID. And God bless you, the little, you probably don't want to call little, but there was a male doctor. This took about half an hour ago, and the male doctor came over. He was asking me, and I'm trying to explain about the pain in my head, I didn't know I had COVID at that point, such like. And he said, we're going to put you in this ward here and do some examinations. And but then they discovered the COVID, and that all went to heck, you know, so I had to go in a respiration ward. And God, those oxygen tubes, when you've got a nose my size, you know, I mean, I could have just put an oxygen tank up each nostril. They have this little thing that goes there, you know, because my oxygen level was so low and everything. Anyway, okay, so that was the first 4 days I think I was in there, and I was sitting on the bed, staring out at Yeovil at the hospital, right up at the top there, writing these songs in pitch black, using my telephone with a little torch there, and talking too much and reciting not enough. Directly after writing that, the day I wrote that, I'd seen some wonderful physiotherapists there, and even though, you know, I've lost the use of almost all the use of my legs, and losing the use of my arms as well, and fingers and everything, I think her name was Leslie. She was a German lady. So, guten Abend, Leslie. Ich heiße Paul. Ich wohne Ward 9a. Und du bist sehr schön und danke für deine whatever. What's German for kindness? You know, I nearly said love then. I had to stop myself. I don't want to be too sentimental. Danke für deine Zahnbürste. Thank you for your toothbrush. She didn't give me a toothbrush. I just want to put something silly in there. I can be surreal in many languages, you know. And, you know, and I was saying, because I tried to stand up, you know, and I was showing out, you know, there's nothing, you know, there's not enough muscle enough for me to stand up. You know, I always need something to lift me up, so my walking frame is just there now, and stuff, you know. But God bless her, you know, came along. And again, this is after an afternoon of being harassed by another doctor, Dr. Denial, I called her. And I'm trying to explain the new symptoms and everything. Well, you saw these people in March at the Rosabird Neurological Centre in Bristol, and I'm saying, but these are new symptoms. Oh, that was it. She said, no, you saw them in May. And I said, I didn't see them in May. It says here you saw them in May. No, she said, I've seen the report. You saw them in May? I said, I didn't see them in May. I've seen the report. Well, you've seen them in May, and they examined you. I saw them on the 23rd of March. check my telephone. So you can check EZAC, the ambulance company. Oh, well, maybe they wrote the letter the 23rd of May. She said, I thought, I mean, that's so good there. It takes me even 2 months to write a letter, you know, from one, you know, saying how bad my symptoms are, you know. I've got to, that's a sidebar. I can see it over there. I've got to get the audio recording of that Rosabird Neurological Centre. You're not going to believe it. No one believes it until I play it to them. That I waited 9 months for an appointment. And the chick looks up and says, she goes to a computer. She sees I've got no use of my legs. And she wheels a little chair over. It's on wheels. On the grid, she turns the computer screen around and she, you need to go to Amazon and buy this book. I mean, no one believes, but you all need to hear it, you know, because that's what the NHS has become, a library now. You know, I mean, I'm sitting in front of a neurologist and I'm asking her, oh, what do I know about neurology? Even if I bought the book, even if she'd written the title down so I could buy it. Okay. How much of it would I understand not being a neurologist? Finally, you know, I'm sitting in front of her in a wheelchair and I'm saying, what is it? What's the prognosis? You know, how bad it is? And if you can't do anything about it, what's my time scale? Because I got 3 times. And then on the 3rd time she didn't answer and she got so pissed off with me asking these awkward questions and refusing to go, maybe she wrote the book, I don't know. As I said, you need to hear it. And then she just opened the door with one of those little triangle things, put that in the door. And she just literally wheeled me out and left me in the corridor. Like I was a sack of garbage being left next to the skip to be taken away, like, you know. So I refute that I was examined at Rosabird Neurological Centre, and as I say, I mean, they're so accurate, you know. They can't even get the dates right on their letters, like, you know. Where was I going with this? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so I won't give you the... So the physiotherapist, Leslie, and Lucy was her, Leslie and Lucy. Hi Lucy. And I don't say they love you if you care what you say, but I guess they notice that, you know, even with a mask on, some people are extraordinarily attractive, you know. The other thing that makes me chuckle is they had these NHS face masks on, and when they talk, it goes like a duck's bill, like, you know. So it's like they've got a glove puppet in their face there, you know. So this sort of, you imagine the face mask, it's great big white face mask with a little thing on the side, you know. Well, Paul, we're going to give you some exercises to do that will build your leg muscles up. Anyway, so, but they did and I said, you should go private. And I said, you empower me. I said, that is the word, she said. That is what we're going to empower you. So later on that night, after writing that one there, I wrote this. This isn't going to work out being recited at all. It's called Empowerment Blues, and it's just literally a blues song. So, and it just goes, 1, 2, 3. You fire me. You inspire me. You fill my life with hope. You empower me. You shower me with love beyond measure or scope. You inflame me. You sustain me. You dress the night with light. You resolve me. You absolve me when pettiness looms in sight. You renew me. You see through me. You know when to lead me home. You... what does that say? You refresh me. You reassess me. And lead me to the happiest times I've known. So that was it. I think that took me as long to write as it did to read then. It just all came out. I wrote it to the drum beat actually. What's this? Oh, this is page 3. Okay, so that was Empowerment Blues. Then on the 16th of July 2022 in Ward 9A at Yeovil Hospital at 20:58 PM I wrote this, and it's called Bell Tower. I'm going to leave my glasses on purely because the bags under my eyes are so bad that I not only frighten myself, but I frighten passing wildlife, you know. Vultures were circling overhead thinking I didn't have long left to go, and they came down and looked, his eyes, what, and away they flew. It's not a true story. So this is a 3-page song, and it's called, I can't remember this, it's not called that though. I can't remember what rhythm I wrote it to, because I always write it to the rhythm, you see. Anyway, it's called Bell Tower. I have no idea why it's called Bell Tower. Trial at dawn, trailed at night. Everyone's smiling, but something ain't right. Prayer book's open, conscience is shut. Your kiss on my lips, like a kick to the gut. Alleyway's full, pulpit's empty. I keep rereading the letters you sent me. 5 aces drawn, 4 of them black. Wherever I've been to, I ain't coming back. Good night, my love. May you sleep well. Most things I know, my parched tongue won't tell. Roundabout words, with no exit ramp. You say you sleep weeping, but your pillow's not damp. Solitude calls, please don't reply. You know where I've been to, where but not why. See my hands shake, you know how it is. You shoot straight from the lip when they're not locked on his. Move to the left, I'm free falling down. I see the mob waiting to rip off your crown. Open my wounds and pour in some salt, then proclaim like you mean it. It wasn't my fault. Babylon's door needs a new key. I know how you get yours. It's pretty plain to see. The preacher stands up, the sinner kneels down. It's a strange communion, but it's that kind of town. Call it then leave, they'll know what occurred. Plenty of witnesses, not one said a word. Fail if you must, succeed if you dare. This close to midnight, I truly don't care. So we're zipping through them here. It's amazing how fast you can get them down when you're not zipping off into other arenas. Okay, so what's this one here? And this one is called Elevator Blues. I guess I had the blues when I was in Yeovil Hospital. You must excuse me, I just need to lift my leg up with my hands because my legs don't work anymore on their own. I just want to cross the other one over like that. Did you know there's a tripod there? You do now. This is called Elevator Blues, and I wrote this at 14:29 p.m. on the 18th of July 2022 in Ward 9A at Yeovil District Hospital. Elevator Blues. It doesn't look like a blues to me, but anyway. This is the first time I've looked at them since I got home on Monday. What's it today? Saturday today? Saturday. Jeez, man. I'm just going to have to stop a bit because I've just got a head spasm and I'm in quite a lot of pain, so I'm just going to let it go down. This close to getting it down, I do not want to black out again. I'm going to have to move that leg out. I'm so sorry. Spasming. Oh, Jesus. Stop it. Okay. Looks like all this is going to be an outtake now. Okay. Alright. Elevator Blues. Elevator Blues. It's been a long, hard night, but we're going to get through it. I'm so sorry, I've just... Okay. I'll have to cut out this tape. I'll use one camera recorder. Tape. What century is this? He's talking about tape. Well, okay, well, yeah, so this is... I don't normally do songs like this, but, well, I've done a couple in my time. My Love Pump and, oh, Grooving in the Outside Lane, I suppose, the other two. That's like 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Yeah, when was 1999? 24 years ago. I was thinking of Bob Dylan's It Takes a Lot to Laugh, It Takes a Train to Cry. And I was thinking about these old blues records being, you know, basically just euphemisms, like, you know, for naughtiness. I won't say any more. Anyway, so. Elevator Blues. What do elevators do? I'm getting all embarrassed. It's been a long, hard night, but we're going to get through it. Anything you want to try? Well, I'm willing to do it. Hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Don't make me wait outdoors. I want to come inside. I like your new disguise. Where did you get it to? I'm like a beekeeper, baby. Could eat honey all night through. Put your back to the wheel. I got a surprise in store. I've been in your parlor. Now I want to prise open your cellar door. I love the way you whisper. And did I catch some pleas? I don't hear too good down here on my bended knees. I want to do you justice in many a way. Hear the freight train whistle. I hope the tunnel's clear today. I've got you strapped in tight. For safety's sake, you see. Don't worry, baby. By the morning you'll be free. I'll I'll cover up your eyes to fire your imagination. The train now departing will soon arrive at a different station. Thank you for the compliment. I hope I passed the test. If your deity is listening, he's gonna think that's a strange request. If I need a rest, I've brought an accoutrement. I thought I had brung two. I wonder where the other one went. Oh, it should be accoutrement. Maybe something's... Maybe something's burning. The sprinkler just went off. I'll keep digging deeper. My pickaxe handle's still aloft. Over, under, sideways. Gonna come at you from all directions. And if you're naughty, there might be time for some correction. You're a magician, baby. Don't try to pretend. Every time my cup is empty, you make it full again. Every time I'm exhausted, you bequeath me a second wind. Pick a number, baby. I'm gonna give the wheel another spin. Is it dawn outside? The windows are all misted up. The neighbours are off to Sunday school with new minds so corrupt. One kiss for you, baby. One for your smiling friend. Better get some rest in. Tonight we're going to reach new heights again. So that was Elevator Blues. I guess I'll do the ones on my telephone separately from these, because this is running on a while here, isn't it? That's the 20th. That's the 24th. Okay, well, we're going straight from that. This is called The Shadow You Cast. I wrote this on the 20th of July 2022. Is that the same day as the other one? No, 2 days after that. 21:37 night, YDH. There's a very unpleasant story behind this. I keep calling them songs because, of course, I always write them to the music, so at the moment they're poems. I better not say it's two. I'll do this one as a separate one, maybe. This is My Daughter Called Me. My beautiful 8-year-old daughter Emily in the hospital that day. My children don't live with me. 10th of July, 2 days before my son's 10th birthday. The things I saw in the background of that house and the things I heard. This is called The Shadow You Cast. And it's not written for my children, I can tell you that. Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams. Try not to listen to their screams. Keep your mind shut to your deeds. There's no suture when hate bleeds. Walk on tiptoe past their rooms. When malice blooms, it all consumes. Paint a picture with your tongue, but soon there'll be nowhere to run. Sculpt a smile on if you dare. Inside your soul, nothing's there. Babel morals you can't let go. The rent's too high in your ghetto. Beware, my love, debts get paid. Don't be alarmed, but be afraid. Your bracken words choke their rose. Why you wake up, heaven knows. Spin the bottle, emptied first. What assails you? It's not thirst. What's not broken, you set to flame. Same old tale, told again. Run for cover, yet again. There your target, you're to blame. More excuses, none that stick. Sirens wailing, get out quick. Gaze up, my love, the sky is red. Where will you hide your tainted head? The cold air chills, wrap up well. You've more morals to repel. Glance you back not is good advice, lest you see them pay your price. Pull the dove down, trample hard, one more corpse in your backyard. Your bloodshot stare sees less than naught, let alone the pain you've wrought. Justice rests not, so beware. Sleep tight, my love, if you dare. And on 1,000,000 to 1 chance that anyone from Peterborough Social Services or Peterborough Family Court get to watch this. And the Peterborough MP, who I also wrote to about the deficiencies in your safety agencies in your putrid little place. It's thanks to you that song had to be written. Thanks to the carte blanche you handed out in the face of overwhelming empirical, written, documented and witnessed evidence. If you ever have a decent night's sleep from now until the rapture, there's no justice in this universe. Just after writing that, I had to get those thoughts out of my head. So I'd seen a dietitian earlier on in the day who kind of visited me in the ward. And she wanted to talk about my health. And I never go anywhere without messages from my children. They're in the wrong pocket. I'm not in that pocket. Messages my children sent me years ago. And a little ornament that my daughter gave me was on the table there. So we got talking about babies, you know. And the dietitian, she knows who she is, but hi, Em. She'd just come back from maternity leave. You know, so it's like, forget my health, let's talk about babies. And, you know, and I'm talking about having just seen some old videos of my son take his first steps and falling over. He's holding onto his tripod thing. I bought a tri-walker, you know. And he's walking along and then he suddenly drops down onto his nappy bottom and he's chuckling and just laughing his head off, you know. Anyway, and she told me about her daughter, and her daughter's called Cora. And so just after that, I sat down and I wrote another song. Can I remember? Just 2 lines, and I really, man, I'm in a lot of pain now. I feel another blank. That isn't too far away. I really took some liberties with rhyming, but I did it deliberately. And it was, Cora, let us reassure, yeah. No, Cora, oh how we adore you, ever since we saw you. Since that day our life has been complete. Cora, let us reassure you, we'll always be there for you. Every day with you is heaven sweet. And it was just this little ditty. The tune is so infectious I could not get it out of my head. I was writing songs to that tune. There was a wonderful nurse I met called Tissa. And Tissa, how I'd like to kiss you when I've gonna miss you. Tissa, no one can resist you. Anyway, so I wrote that to cleanse the bad things that my daughter had shown me out of my brain, you know. I mean, they were still there, you know, but I got my feelings out in the song, and, you know, and I wrote the song of hope. I don't have the lyrics here because when the dietitian came back to me a couple of days later, and I said, not only were you so nice, and I said, but I wrote this little song for your daughter, I hope you don't mind. She read it, and I said, well, would you like the lyrics? And so I gave her the original handwritten lyrics. That's only the third original handwritten lyrics I've ever given away in 45 years of songwriting. 45 years, I'm only 22, how dare I say that. I'm going to finish these written ones off now. And then fall in a heap on the floor. Will I do that? I got to keep my... I'm just so appalled at the state of my eyes here. I have some care workers coming round. Now they've assigned me some care. And there was going to be 4 times a day to feed me, bathe me, and sort my medicine out and make sure I could eat without choking and everything, and hopefully stand around while I did some physiotherapy exercises here, just because that's my danger point of blacking out the more I move. And so I came out on the Monday evening, and they came out on the Monday night. I think it was the first visit, and introduced themselves, and very nice they were too. And the second day they came out 2 times, and the third day they came out 2 times. And on the third day, because I was a bit odoriferous, I guess, you know, because I'd just been wearing the same shirt and same jeans in the hospital, because I had no visitors and or anything like that, you know. Well, there's another side, but they had these volunteers in the hospital. I mean, this just amused me. I'm not bitching about it, you know. And this was when I was downstairs in 6B. And so, again, I was in the middle bed on this side, and there was one guy there, and there was another guy diagonal to me. So I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know. And then one day this volunteer guy came around, hello, to the guy in